Squad. Live in the building.
S. Carter, hey, S. Carter. You're listening to this while you're edits. Sample God, we're in GOAT Studios. Hello, Sample God. Hello, we have Church, aka Kevin, in the building.
What's up? You guys can just
Or is
call
that
me.
the other way around?
Yeah.
You guys can just go by Church.
Church.
How many Kevins do you guys know?
I don't know.
Really?
I don't know that many Kevins.
I mean, like currently right now?
like currently in my life, I know Kevin in high school, like Kevin Cole.
Yeah, a couple
Kevin
Kevins
Cole.
over time,
Shout out to
but
Kevin
yeah,
Cole.
right now,
But
yeah.
the famous, the world renowned, if you have a hot girlfriend, he probably has taken pictures of her, or she wants him to take pictures of her. Church, welcome, sir.
What's up? It's good to be here.
Top 5 and your social media name so they can find you.
So social media name is Church, but it's spelled Churkh. That second K stands for Kevin. Also, you can't trademark.
See, I didn't know that.
You can't trademark Church. I can't get Church.com. The number one. I don't want it either.
Yeah.
Because then I would just get a bunch of people who'd be like, went to church today, and I'm like, don't put me in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll probably get a lot of gospel and all that.
Yeah,
Or religious fanatics coming at you.
Sometimes I wonder how many gigs I'm losing because someone is spelling the name wrong. There's like, oh, let's send it to church@gmail. I'm just like, so okay.
That's interesting. A lot of I'm getting random like artists sending me stuff, and I'm like, how are you finding this color radio Gmail? Like it's not even like a
written on anything really.
well, I mean, it's on Instagram, but they're like bots too. So I'm like, are the bots finding me? And then they're either way, top 5, sir.
Let's do. I'm really hip to movies right now. Trying to catch up for Oscar season.
Yeah.
Well, before the Oscars, it's already Oscar season. My top 5 movie right now is one Parasite. It's that foreign film that's been making the rounds.
I keep meaning to see that.
Let's see, 1917. Even though I haven't seen it yet, I know it's gonna be in my top 5 for sure.
Yeah, it's
1917.
It's a war movie.
It's a war movie that's shot in one take.
Yeah, like one long.
Yeah, if you see the behind the scenes stuff, you see dudes running with the camera behind this dude, and then they'll hand it off to another guy to follow.
Wow.
It's like they'll be like the
Yeah, I
cameraman
need to
gets
actually-
tired.
Yeah, I need to actually see the actual behind the scenes more than the movie. Probably, I would love to see that.
Yeah, see how you made it.
3?
Okay.
Let's go. What's number 3? I guess Avengers Endgame, because
Solid.
you get to see that all that come together. I'm a huge comic book Marvel fan. Let's go. What's 4? 4 would be I think this movie came out last year or this year. Bad Times in the El Royale.
I'm not hip.
That sounds
Really,
familiar.
really amazing movie. It's super long and it's almost like a. It's like
Ain't that he like a hippie?
there's a hippie. Chris Evans in it.
And then they was like Nevada and
Yeah, so there's a hotel.
Yeah,
there's
that's a good movie.
Is it?
It is a good
Yeah.
movie.
There's it's a
It's a good
hotel
movie.
that it's on the border of Nevada and,
Yeah.
and I think California,
Mm-hmm.
and just a whole bunch of fuck shit happens there.
Man,
But like just a bunch of strangers who like it's just
I'm not gonna lie, you low key want an ending to be a certain way. For me, I wanted the ending to be a certain way. But
Yeah.
by the time we got to the end, I'm like, I'm not that mad at it.
but it was such a good story that I didn't care.
Yeah.
What am I?
4?
4?
4?
Let's go. I like The Farewell probably because I'm Asian. It's an A24 movie.
I love A24. They've
Yeah.
killed it.
Yeah.
Killed it the last 3 years.
That movie is about just like the difference between like Asians that grew up in America versus Asians that still live, in their countries.
Did that just come out, or has it been out
It
for
came out in the summertime.
Okay.
I loved
Okay,
it.
I didn't see
It's
that.
about a girl whose grandmother is about to pass away, and the mindset is like she wants to tell her. The grandmother doesn't know. The grandmother doesn't know she's dying, but the family knows.
Oh, wow.
And to see the grandma one more time, they fake a wedding.
Wow.
Yeah, just to
They
kind of
fake
say
a
their
wedding.
goodbyes.
Yeah. That's interesting.
But she's like conflicted about it because she wants to tell her. She's like she wants to actually say goodbye. She doesn't want to lie to her grandmother.
Yeah.
So like it's heart wrenching because like I can see that happening to me eventually someday.
Yeah.
Let's see, number 5. I would say Midsommar.
See, I gotta see that. I heard it was creepy, not scary.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I might watch that tonight.
It's disturbing and it makes the movie's shot in daylight.
Yeah.
Like for some reason you shouldn't be scared of everything you can see.
Yeah.
But like
It's very bright.
it's super bright and it makes you uncomfortable and you're like, why am I scared right now? Like the lights are on. These are like friendly
like
looking weird white people and like it's weird.
I like that.
Like
What's
this
it
place,
called again?
it's called Midsommar.
Midsommar.
Summer with an O. Yeah.
I'm thinking of.
That's an easy Google to find. It's one like with one of those like recent movies that were highly touted. Before we proceed anymore, we want to say condolences to Kobe and his family and
the 7 members too.
his daughter Gigi and the other 7
Yeah.
families, or it was a full family and like a mom and a dad and a daughter. So and they left behind 2 kids and a lot. It's a whole. It's a whole lot.
2
Just,
head coaches too. Yeah.
yeah, it's just a sad thing. I the shining light in all of it is all of the inspiration that Kobe's legacy has carried on through, and the energy in basketball. Like kids are like making incredible shots and like Bronny catching a dunk, oop and stuff like that. A lot of I feel like Kobe's spirit is with like the true hoopers, like the people that really
assassinus just tap first, think later.
Like the true people that like really understand how much his focus and his dedication to his craft was going to carry over into his business accrements and all that. I wasn't a Kobe fan at all, but I definitely could have been a fan of his after career, like all the business stuff he had going on, like the detail where he's breaking down plays and highlighting them, and he like there's
his IQ was crazy.
Yeah, he was
It
gonna
really was off the
he was gonna do a lot. He had a lot of stuff going on. He was investing a lot. So
then he won a Grammy off the movie or the cartoon that he did. That was dope.
Just yeah, man.
So yeah, he had a lot.
It's an all
He had a lot
around
to do.
sad situation, but something's good gonna come from it. It's gonna find some. It's gonna be a charity. Some like his wife just spoke out. She posted a picture, and I didn't read it all, but it seemed like it was heartbreaking. I saw a lot of hearts under it, so it was like probably sad as hell.
Yeah. I just hope the people just like leave her alone a little
Yeah.
bit. Like, yeah, it's hard to talk about that. You can't expect her to say something.
I mean, yeah, and she did it for us. Like
Yeah.
she didn't have to come out 3 days after and say anything. It's fucking Wednesday.
Yeah.
It happened Monday morning. So like for her even to, it could have easily been a rep for them, but for her to post it and like have it be of her words and stuff like that, I'm like, all right, that's a strong woman, and again, the spirit is living on in a lot of people.
Yeah.
Something that peeved me off, you probably wouldn't know about this, Dr. Umar. Fucking Dr. Umar. We gotta call him to maybe black people court. I don't know what court we gotta put him into, but the
Is he the one who put out that conspiracy?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Man, fuck those people.
Yeah, and a lot of so the label Hidden Colors that we started, it stems from the documentary Hidden Colors. So we called it Hidden Colors Empire. Obviously, we couldn't keep that because like fucking thorough. So we changed it along the way. But that movie and that documentary had a big impact on me and my friends. Like it was like the first question was like, so what happened before slavery? And that kind of just opened my eyes up to like a lot of things. We're like, oh, I've never thought about what happened before slavery. So like he was one of those main people that was pushing that knowledge and saying, hey, look at your history, go back and find and all that. And then along the way, he started doing it for the clout. He started doing a lot of things for like clickbait, and him coming out and saying that because there is a pharmaceutical company that has like some type of energy pills or something like that called Black Mamba, that they maybe killed them. And then he was supposed to be trying to start a league in China, so the NBA killed him. And I'm like, bro, you're outside in the cold, yelling to your phone, and you're like 50, 60 years old. And everybody in your comments is like, what is this? Like, where is this even coming from? We didn't hear anything about a Chinese league before he died.
Like, this man took the helicopter every day to work for 25 years, the same pilot, the same route. There's really not much you can really do about conspiracy on that. I mean,
yeah, it's just a sad situation. But he Ari Shaffir, Jesus, it's so it's so much that's coming out, and people like, okay, so if you don't know, Ari Shaffir is a comedian. probably most known for being friends with Joe Rogan and going on the Joe Rogan show a whole bunch.
He's there a lot.
Yeah, he's there a lot. He's one of those, I ain't gonna say weird guys, but he's one of those people that uses a flip phone still, so that should say a lot. He
ain't trapping, is he?
No, he's just
Okay.
he just want to. I don't want to be connected because I'm better than social media.
He's a trapper. Don't let him fool you.
He goes on his Instagram live again. Instagram live is getting everybody in trouble. He goes on his Instagram live and he proceeds to say, "It's a good day. It's a great day. A rapist got his." And he is referencing Kobe's incident in 2006 with a hotel person, which he was acquitted for, and all that. But Ari Shaffir, right after it happens, goes on there, says that he's happy, he's glad he got his, and then maybe 3 hours later, he starts to walk it back, saying, I do that with everybody that dies that's famous. I say something the most egregious. I've said it about Whitney. I've said it about blah, blah, blah. I've said it about Michael. So, like, I've never seen
I've never heard
any of his
Anything,
clips go viral of him saying something negative. Maybe he wasn't as famous before. He started going on Joe Rogan as much.
Whitney alone.
Exactly.
That's the most recent thing. Yeah, that you would have heard something about that.
So he walks it back. He kind of apologized. He said he wasn't talking about the children or anybody else on the plane. But I mean, and don't hide behind. He's trying to hide behind the comedy thing. Like I'm a comedian, but it's just it wasn't funny. It wasn't even.
It's weird. It's a wrong time and a wrong place. And like you can do it tastefully. You can always raise awareness. Like there was a one tweet and it was just like Kobe had some dark histories in his life, but he was overall like he tried to make up for it. And
Exactly.
Yeah, he's not exclusively a good person, but like it's not a time to bring it up.
It happened like when he was like what in his 20s,
and it was settled. So there was a whole there's an article that was going around, and the article was written really well and like respectfully. And it talked about like how it was settled and his statement after that and how he actually spent time with the victim to understand what he did was wrong.
Wow.
So like that's what a lot of people who were just reading that headline. I'm just like he made up for it and like he had made sure that person was okay after the fact and he thought one particular way, and it wasn't mutually shared. But like that was already settled and didn't need to be brought up. Like he settled it out, and it was a very public thing too.
Yeah, it was very public. The time frame of it, like Kobe has carried that with him since it's happened, and people not saying they don't care, but they've moved on.
Yeah,
they've moved on so much so where like the people
forgot,
that. And they never forgot. So like that's the whole thing where I'm like I can see why some people can stand on a platform and say, hey, he shouldn't be the logo. Like if they wanted to stand on that because they're trying to change them into there's a 2 million person signed petition that he should bid a new logo.
But isn't it up to 800,000 right now?
No, it's like 2 million now.
2 million already?
Yeah,
that was early.
Yeah, it's past 2 million already. But I can understand where I'm gonna say the feminists, but the social justice warriors could take some upheaval and like be upset. But if you say, hey, he amended and grew and charity and like he's a girl dad and he has a female basketball team and like
if we want to talk about like people paying their dues, he's paid his due.
Yeah, that's a thing you have to think about. So I'm for him getting a statue. I'm for him going into the Hall of Fame early like that.
And the logo getting changed. I'm with it.
I don't know.
You gotta do a certain one.
I'll be cool with it.
I like one. The one that he hitting that fader on Wade.
But I don't like doing it because he died and because we never talked about it beforehand. It was never a conversation of like.
It was with Jordan.
No. I'm saying of Kobe being a logo.
Oh, Kobe, yeah, no.
Like, it was never like, oh yeah, we should make Kobe the logo.
We never brought it up.
Yeah, so it's like it was never in my head. So now that he's gone, it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
But like also like God forbid anything happened to LeBron or something, people would want to make that same point. I'm just like, we have to at least stop there somewhere. Like we can, and also like there's gonna be like a weird money aspect to it too, because like people are gonna start buying this like post-mortem Kobe merch. I'm just like, this is weird.
Yeah, and like having. It's something about knowing that he's he's gone that way, and him being on all the logo, on all the billboards like that, and so it's like a. Personally, I don't like the
But
fact that
there's no who benefits from that.
exactly
Yeah.
like is the
Technically,
money
it's still
going to his
family.
family?
No,
But
because it goes to his estate.
see, but here's why Jordan never did it, because they were gonna lose money. Jordan and Nike said no to Jumpman being the logo because they were gonna lose all their rights to the money of that logo. So
But Kobe don't got a logo of a silhouette logo of himself.
so the family would basically make the logo and then sell it to the NBA basically. And I don't know if that's the best thing, because you can just keep Kobe merch as Kobe merch, and then you're making as much money as you want to.
But then you're gonna be fighting with the NBA and be like, who owns this? Does Kobe own the NBA now?
Yeah, is this
Well, how are they doing
Kobe,
it with Jerry West then?
See now, Jerry West,
because he's the general manager.
He never wanted to be the logo. I think they took his.
They did.
It took his likeness.
It took his likeness and probably paid for it at a. It started in 1971. Became the logo.
At this day and age, to be like, God damn, I should have made a better deal.
He should be a billionaire, but he's
running the league though. But yeah, he's running the league.
Yeah, so to wrap all of it up,
no, the Lakers. No, my fault. Not the league.
The Clippers. He's a
Clippers now.
General manager or player operations or something like that for the Clippers. To wrap all that up, Kobe has left a legacy. I think special things are about to happen this season. The Super Bowl is this weekend. Like something special gonna happen there. Yeah, man, it's just sad, man. So shout to Kobe, RP, man. Yeah. What else is going on? The Trump impeachment trials are still going on. I haven't heard any new news. Anything fun happen? Anybody?
I'm an expert in politics, but
it
might actually go through now because one of the generals was like he's coming out with a book, and in this book he talks about what Trump is actually getting impeached for.
Okay.
Now this has raised concerns of like, hey, this guy's about to release a book, and we need to read this book before we make a decision, and before. Republicans had enough votes to block any more evidence and witnesses from coming into the trial. But since this book has come out, more people want this book in the trial. So we're looking at probably a longer trial until this book is read.
Because my last thing I heard about it was the debate about they were just talking about how what he was saying to get into office. And like all the lies and the shit that he was saying, like how they was going to try to use that against him. It was like, well, technically, he could pretty much say whatever he wants, and still not get in trouble. I'm like, well,
yeah. So like the Republican defense is like, there were no firsthand witnesses. There was no one there. But then this guy's coming out with a book. He's just like, I was there.
I was in the room.
I was really in the room.
I was in the room. So now you have to talk to me.
Yeah. All right. I mean, on this podcast, I am all for having a crazy person at the helm if there's other crazy people at the helm in other countries. But when it comes to like, hey, we're trying to stop homelessness or build schools back up, he doesn't really care. He's a billionaire. He's a millionaire. He's been rich all his life. That just doesn't. It's like white noise to him. It's like puppies running around. Like, oh, look at these little guys. They don't know what they're doing. He just thinks it's fun. So. I don't know if we can beat him. Not we. I don't know if he can lose to whoever they choose. Because, yeah, we can vote, but I think they have their sight set on Warren.
For the second term?
No, yeah. I think they have their sight set on Warren and Biden in that combo. Like that's
I think Warren's going down, actually.
Really?
Yeah, after the whole CNN bit.
And the Barry Sanders.
Yeah, she dropped a lot. Like whatever move that was, it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, I think they're tone deaf to who they're pandering to at this point. They don't know who's going to vote, who may or is still listening, who switched sides on them. I was a Tulsi Gabbard fan for a long time.
I am too. Yeah.
War. She has the experience. I like it, but I don't believe that she has the
push and
the handshakes.
I don't
right
think she's
hand.
gonna go away though.
Yeah. Oh no.
And you mentioned that I listened to another podcast and you said you were a Yang fan.
Yeah.
I am too, and Yang was served in the Obama administration.
See, the problem with Yang, I feel like, because everything he's saying to me, it makes sense, and then I think like, Middle America,
Yeah.
can you see an Asian American in office with all the propaganda that we know about North Korea, South Korea, all the Chinese owning us and all that, like that visual is kin to having a woman in president, having a black president. It's like, are we in that stage of America yet? And I want us to be, but president, vice president.
That brings you back to a generational thing. A certain generation is ready for it, but not that older current generation that still don't let shit happen. It's all running the office.
If Bernie taps Yang, and then we're good. Bernie says, "Okay, I'm not gonna run anymore. I'm good. Yang's the man." Then it's a possibility.
Or if Bernie wins and then he taps Yang to be in his his cabinet.
He got to have there must be a woman, either vice president or president. I don't believe it's gonna be two males. It's just
I think there's a chance if I don't want to say Yang would take a VP position. I think he might take the same position that he did with Obama as being like head of economics.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, Yang isn't gonna go away.
Yeah.
Either
he's
people,
young. He's of the culture, like the Dave Chappelle co-signed and all that. So like
look at Trump now. Like every single person that he like trash talked about has a position in his office. Like fucking Ted Cruz is still in politics. He still works for Trump, even though Trump called him that serial killer.
Yeah, so many Trump. Look, here's how Trump's gonna win. Trump is going to meme everybody.
Yeah.
Trump is going to give everybody a nickname. Everybody's gonna he's gonna talk grimy about him, and they're gonna not know what to do because they're not trash talkers. Like there's a certain finesse that comes with trash talking. Yeah, Trump has it.
He's the loudest person in the room.
Yeah, Trump has it. He can talk shit. He can shoot the shit. He's
walking clickbait.
I mean, he's some stat I saw on Everyday Struggle. He's the most referenced like figure in rap songs or something like that. Like over 500 rap songs is referenced him. So I don't hate Trump. I just know he's rich and white.
Outside of politics, I think the idea of Trump is really funny.
Yes, it's a farce. It's a farce.
Like he's the son of a really rich dude who's losing money. It is just like this guy sucks at being rich.
Bankruptcy, like how many? I don't even know how is that. Besides that, okay, so politics is politics. Cleveland though just decriminalized weed.
Yeah, 200 grams.
Up to 200 grams.
Do you know how much 200 grams is? That's literally 100 joints.
Yeah, man. I am happy about that. I know my job is happy about that. Yeah, shout out to Cleveland finally doing it, and then I moved to Euclid, so it didn't take effect. So I'm like, all right, well,
it's going to Columbus, Cincinnati, all the bigger cities.
Yeah, slowly. But anything else in current events that we should touch on? Super Bowl coming up. I don't know if we're gonna make picks. We make picks at the end of the show.
Then the All-Star.
The All-Star game. It's not coming. It's a little further out. Church, sir, how did you get your start? Who are you? What's your favorite lens?
How long it take you to get your best picture?
So,
do you take your glasses off when you take a picture as well?
No.
Do they take your glasses off?
So, I've been in the business 5-6 years almost. I stopped counting because it didn't matter to me anymore because I'm not the same person as I was. I don't reference that anymore.
Growth.
But I started off in a completely different avenue than what you see now on social media. I started off in the whole graffiti, trespassing type of thing. Like back when rooftops were like a thing on YouTube and you could see it on Twitter, it'd be like, who are these people climbing buildings and getting into trouble? Like those people with the little GoPros on their head climbing skyscrapers. That was my hobby. And I did it because I liked it. And then photography came afterwards. It was like, I should show people.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
you
was it more so...
First. You're basically Daredevil.
I would go back. I really want to go back to doing that again, but it's not safe anymore,
Yeah,
and more people are more aware.
Are you the one that's doing backflips?
I want to say,
too?
is it like parkour style, or is
Yeah.
it more so like?
I have more respect for myself, so like I would never put myself I would never put myself in harm's way and to that degree. Like I would never make someone hold my arm
and dangle
me.
Yeah,
I would never put my life like that in
that's-
someone else's hand.
Yeah, that's wild. When did the transition happen? What was the change?
So concert photography came second after that. I met Tezo.
Oh, okay, shout out to Cesar.
Yeah, he was a huge
Legend.
fan of my like rooftop stuff, and then we did block party
Mm.
the same day. So he was like, "Come to."
He said the same day.
He said, "Come to Bulkley House," and he was like, "Hey, do you want to go to block party down
Wow.
the street at the Agora?"
Yeah.
I think that was like between EST Fest and all that. And then that's where I met like Machine Gun Kelly and all of that. I met other photographers, Chris Goody, the Benjamins. It like that relationship, like that made me like, that experience was so unique to me. And it was like it just so happened by accident that I
was
got
meant to be.
obsessed with it. You know, I wanted to do more shows, so I would sneak my camera in to places, to the House of Blues, to the Agora. And
I've seen your portfolio online. You can plug it if you want to. The shots you get are amazing. Like
thank you.
the color situations on them are like just you do have an eye for seeing a detail in things where most, I don't say most photographers can't see, but most people don't see it.
Yeah.
And you capture like there's I wish you like had them named or something like that. There's a MGK picture, like were you at the homecoming show?
What was it about? Was he wearing a Christmas hat?
He may have been in a robe. I don't know. It was something wild. It was something. It was an MGK picture. I'm like, this is I want this as a poster type picture.
I'm about to say that's talent too. Cause I was gonna ask like, do you know you get your best picture in the moment, or is it after when you start editing it?
It's usually when I start editing, because like even if you look at your like camera, that screen is so small, and like it's some you think you shot it in focus until you put it on a TV or on your computer, and then sometimes you realize it's like the difference between deciding if it's a good photo or not is like, is it in focus? And sometimes it comes down to that, and in that situation too, it's music concert photography is so hectic, and it's so fast that you don't have time to
look, check and
check. It's like I shot whole shows out of focus sometimes.
I was about, so question, what happens? I don't say what happens with all of the like the bad pictures, but what happens when there's like a picture where you really like this picture, but it's a little blurry, it's a little out of focus?
I'll still post it.
Okay.
Yeah, because like even stuff out of focus has a place in photography. I tell this to people all the time. It's just like, if you got the shot, show it, because that's something I don't have it. I don't see it, so why not just show it?
Right.
Some people are very like anal with how their Instagram feed is. It was like, this doesn't match. I'm like, who the fuck cares?
Now, are you a person that shoots on film, digital, camera? Like, what's your
digital is much more comfortable for me. I've shot film. I dislike the wait, and I also I need that immediate feedback too. Like, I need to be able to see if I got the shot. Because a lot of what I do is work, because there needs to be some sort of delivery, and like I can't make somebody wait a couple days. Or like.
So, what is a good turnaround on pictures? You supposed to say
on concert photography, it's usually the next day.
Okay.
Because for a musician, they'll do a show every single night.
Yeah.
So let's say if somebody did a show here in Cleveland,
they're already in Detroit.
They're in Detroit.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna post a Cleveland photo.
Yeah. Interesting.
How many cameras did you go through before you found your favorite one? Like
so
type of film and stuff like that.
So this is gonna shock a lot of people. I use a pretty basic camera.
Okay.
It's a mirrorless. It's a Sony A6000. I tinker.
It'll pop on the screen right there.
I tinker with it a little bit. Like, I've taken it apart. I've cleaned it. I've changed out gears and stuff. But I use a very unique lens. It's a 30 millimeter, and like for the photography buffs, they're like, I've never even heard of a 30 millimeter. It usually goes 50, 35, and 24, but you never see any of those in between numbers. And I found this lens on accident, and like for some reason, if I break this lens, then I don't know what I'm gonna do. I like it because it gives this very unique like portrait look to it, but it's very like documentary. Like it's still wide, but you can still get up close to somebody's face, and you still have all those details.
That's interesting you said about the lens, because I've like dealt with customers back in the day when I used to work at different stores, and they were bringing in lenses in. They'll have like, he'll say like, yeah, I got like 3 different lenses just in case I gotta swap them out. One breaks, and then I'm just ready for the next one just in case. Yeah. But yours is so rare that like, how'd you come across that first one? Did you like find it online?
It was really the number that like shocked me, because like I had never heard of a 30 millimeter lens. So like I was like, I have to try this out.
And it's real.
It is real, and I loved it.
Yeah. Okay. Dope. So transitioning from concert, I don't say who's the first girl you photographed, but when was the moment where you got a consistent like with the photography of the female and the female figure? Because I like to say you're what most Instagram models, quote unquote, want to find. That brings them into a trying to find the right wording here to be PC. Not more classy, but more artistic. Yeah, artistic with their bodies and their nudity, and like it I consider you adding a value to a certain model if she's taking a lot of nude pictures. If she doesn't have a church nude, I'm like, all right, you're trying, but you're not at the level where it can be put into like a Vogue ad, and you're just in the background. It's beautiful and whimsical. Yeah. Like I see that with your stuff. So when did that transition happen, and what kicked off the returning of people in the
So the way I started off is the same advice I would give to anybody too, is you start with your friends. So I had friends who needed photos, who were getting screwed over by photographers, and I was just like, I can try it. I don't know if I'd be any good with it. And then through that, if you do a good job and like through practice, those friends will reach out to their friends. And like it really is almost like guerrilla marketing. Yeah. Because it's a lot of word of mouth. Yeah. Because like you can post something and some people just like it and then scroll away. But if somebody would be like, hey, this guy's really good.
Yeah, try him.
Try him.
Yeah, that's dope. That's super dope. Is there a favorite like photo you have, or a favorite image, or a moment, or
even person you like working with,
or anything like?
I mean, aside from my girl, yeah,
we're gonna get to that.
We're gonna get to that. Yeah. There's one that has been making the rounds. I think it this year, but it's a set of legs. It's in black and white. The legs are up in the air. She's covering herself, so it's completely like censored. But it's not like censored to the point where like I have to like scribble something out. Yeah. It's all intense.
It's very tasteful.
It's very tasteful.
It's very tasteful.
And from a distance, you don't even know what it is until you get closer. And I was like, oh, those are legs. And that was because someone actually came to me with that idea. Okay. So it's really all entirely to her.
That actually brings up my next question. Are you the one who's coming up with the ideas for the photos, or do your models come up like on what they kind of want to do and bring an idea?
In this day and age, a lot of photographers will reach out to models, and I like to do the opposite. I like to wait until somebody comes to me, and then I asked them this question. It was just like, is there anything that you've always wanted to do? And to their surprise, like no one's ever asked them that question. Like so, sometimes I'll get like the normal shoots. It was like I need headshots because like everyone wants to just shoot one certain type of way, but I can't use that. So a lot of the times people do come with me with ideas and things that they need.
Yeah. Transitioning really quickly, and we can get right back. Do you get flagged a lot for your pictures? Like I know Instagram has kicked up their like flagging stuff and all that.
Yes and no. I've been reported, and then I know the rules enough to the point where like I can contest it. Yeah. So like there's a photo that I posted recently of like literally just like up a girl's ass. But I censored it, and like I made sure everything was like you couldn't even see anything. I contested it. And
I think I posted on that pitch. I was like the angles you have to get to for the right shot.
And Instagram took it down. It might have been like an Instagram bot. But I reported it, and they brought it back up. Because like you have to be aware of the rules. Yeah. It can't be anything too erotic. So like the girl wasn't necessarily doing anything.
Yeah, it was
Like
just-
literally
standing.
She's just standing there.
Yeah.
But you can't do anything that is implied to like the act of being sexual.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
Gotcha.
you always want to avoid those type of things.
Gotcha.
Those places have you can go to Twitter for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Twitter is definitely a place for that. When they can't be an Instagram model, like, know what? I'm going to Twitter. I'm getting butt naked and busting it open very quickly. So transitioning back into it, I already know who's your favorite person to take pictures of. You have a girlfriend, sir.
Yeah.
And she is a person you taking pictures of, and you're a photographer. How did that start? And then tell me about how it led into her career path lately.
So she was a model before I met her. She was already in a relationship too, and then we had a conversation, and then we kind of like just drifted away, and then she came back, to just the shoot, and then one shoot led to more shoots, and then I actually like she pursued a relationship, and then I was actually interested because I've had people who wanted to pursue relationships, but then I was decided for myself, just like I don't want to do it, I don't want to put the time into it.
Yeah.
So it was just more of like she pursued it, and then I was pretty cool with it. Our relationship's pretty unique though because she became a stripper around the same time we started dating, and I was perfectly fine with it.
Yeah.
Because I had worked with people who were in that industry, and I'm just like, hey, the money is almost it's too good to turn down. Because like if you got, yeah,
it's good money, especially in Cleveland. Cleveland is I don't say it's a tricking place, but they'll spend some money on it. They will.
there's
If you're worth it,
Yeah,
they'll spend money
they
on
will
it.
if you're worth
spend
it,
They
they'll
will spend it.
But also like there's no other job that is equivalent to the amount of money that you can make as a stripper. It's like,
The time
like,
span.
can you imagine being a stripper and then going back to like,
waitressing?
waitressing? Like you're gonna make less than half than what you
I'm gonna
actually
say,
did.
I know a couple, and everyone, male and female. I know both. I know, and they get money.
I know you know male strippers. bro.
Yeah, I know
It's
them
just-
both. Yeah,
It's just and when you say it, it
I know.
always
Saying out
tickles
loud
me.
is crazy, but hey, being
My
out
male
in
stripper
public,
fans.
being out in public with them is even weirder. But especially when they come across a girl they know, it's just the weirdest thing. It's like, yeah, I just saw you like last week, and I'd be like, how much money you just spend on this nigga then? Like what? I'm like, you know what?
Yeah,
That's besides the point. I'm like, all right. And the same thing with the female. You be like, oh yeah, these niggas is tripping. Like y'all
it's
is a
a-
little
it's
extra.
a-
But I'm like, okay.
I mean, more people are way more aware now. Like, just by like seeing her, like dudes do spend less money at the strip club now. But like, there are people who like that kind of entertainment.
Yeah,
where,
that's their pastime.
Yeah.
They go get the wings, have a chat.
yeah.
You know.
Some people are,
they
it's
know
old fashioned.
Yeah, it's just a hangout. I want to touch on how comfortable you are with not only her dancing, but even her showing off even more
Yeah.
on the internet and having an OnlyFans and doing, I don't know if the right term is cam girl or.
I mean, yeah, she's done it before. To be honest, it hasn't picked up because we're really bad at like consistency.
And
just,
it's
like,
all about consistency. Yes,
Yeah.
it's all
'Cause
about
there,
consistency.
I know people who cam, like, who have a schedule. And
Really?
yeah,
that makes
who
sense.
do
yeah.
it like 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And that's what you
great.
kind of have to do. And to be honest, like sometimes that doesn't interest her. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, you're not doing that tonight. She's like, oh, I changed my mind. I
Yeah.
was like, okay.
The reason I wanted to get Shay Mariah on because I had so many questions just about the energy that comes with having that type of guy attention and Shay at the time she didn't have a guy friend that she had to worry about, but pertaining to you and your relationship, that how protective do you have to be of the weirdos out there and everything? Like where's the line where it's like, okay, these are fans, these are people that are paying bills and want to see boom, it's harmless, and then it's like, hey, can we hang out?
So
Like,
she actually does a lot of that herself. Like she'll like literally like she'll like stomp it out and like ghost somebody.
Yeah.
If they tend to go a little too far with that. I have to trust her with that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that's what we fight about sometimes. Because like sometimes I'll put my foot down about like a particular person. I'm just like, hey, I can see something is not cool with this
Yeah,
person, but she's
it's
like,
a guy energy. Where
it's a
like,
guy energy.
Yeah.
Like, but then she's also like, I got this, and I'm just like, and that's what sometimes we fight about. Like sometimes I have an input that I don't necessarily have that I should have
And that's probably the balance.
because I'm not her.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like,
Yeah.
she's like,
And she's a woman that's a dancer as well. So that energy is almost a constant at that point where you're like, hey, I know how to maneuver through these type of situations. Where do you see your photography going? Do you feel like the female range is a transition as well? Like you'll transition to like architecture photography or like
movies soon too.
Movies, film,
know
or
you
you
really
going
like
into
movies,
more?
so I know
that's my dream. I would love to be a director of photography, photograph on set, and all that stuff. I have friends who are in that industry and who've reached out to me about that stuff. Like sometimes just the cards don't play out like that. When it comes to girls, I will always have time for people who need that type of stuff because I always want to be friendly for that because I can empathize.
Yeah, and I feel like the girls you choose too, like I'll refer to me like I feel like I'm putting certain people on a platform where they should be more visible. I like who they are, like how creative they are. Like you put certain females on a platform, I'm like, I'm gonna follow you because you're naked and you're attractive, but I trust Church. I trust who he picks to work with. I trust who he.
It could be annoying if you follow.
Yeah, so there are situations where I've worked with people and then I'll send them home because we just don't vibe. You know, I don't necessarily put up with anything unless they're paying me like a hefty amount.
Right.
But even if they are, then I won't post it.
Yeah,
because like I.
And that's another question. Is there a agreement for you to post their pictures?
No, there's really no agreement. I guess it is sometimes more of a courtesy thing. Like sometimes I'll post photos because I like it, like the concept or like the just the way the layout and everything. But then I might not vibe with the person, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I also
answer my question too. Okay.
Yeah, I also don't want to like post old photos of people that I haven't seen in a while because it feels weird to bring it up. It was like, hey, remember we did this shoot together? I was like, I don't want to ever give off that energy. I don't want anybody to feel like, hey, out of nowhere I might post a photo of you.
Yeah.
So I always try to post more recent stuff.
Okay.
Being real creepy. Yeah.
No,
it makes sense.
Because it's a delicate balance between all of that, and there's so many photographers out there people out there that just pick up a camera and call themselves a photographer and take 2-3 pictures with a few people, and then they're off and running. I want to shine a light on a person that the females like them, the pictures are great, the quality of even the concert pictures are amazing, and like obviously they're comfortable with you. It's just the biggest part. And you're cool to do. You're a cool dude. You got a cool girlfriend.
What are your what would make you not do a shoot with a person other than their attitude, or if you're not vibing out, like when you first impressions or anything like that?
Communication is key. I like to chat with the person. I wish I can like talk to them, like have a sit down with them sometimes, but that's not always possible. Because I always want to make sure that they know what they're getting themselves into, and that I know what I need to invest in their like what they needed. Because some people will hit me up with a headshot, and I'm just like, oh, that's super easy. That'll only take like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But then some people hit me with these super intricate concepts, but they don't know how necessarily it's done.
Execute. Yeah.
And then I hit them with this price point, and then they're like I was like, yeah. So that's I want everything to be super transparent.
Yeah.
And when they don't like that transparency, and I'm just like, hey, this is gonna cost a lot.
Yeah.
Because like some of this stuff requires studio space or like props, and I'm just like, either you can go get this yourself, or I can get it and then charge you.
Yeah. Is there a grand like scenery you want to go to, or like somewhere you like? Is there a destination shoot you want to do, or like what's your ultimate like dream shoot?
I don't want to jinx this, but I got offered to head to an island at the end of February. We're still trying to figure that out. I'm not necessarily a priority in knowing because it's not me who's organizing it. I'm more of like, hey, if he's available, then we want him there. So I'm hoping that whoever's in charge of organizing said project
brings
me
along.
Yeah.
Have a little church in their life. music-wise, let's run down some music stuff. We've almost glimpsed over a big win for Tyler the Creator. I'm very proud of him. I'm very proud of the performance. He
Amazing.
killed it, killed it, killed it, killed it, killed it. It made me like enjoy being a Tyler stand and knowing like, oh yeah, this is what he does. This is easy for him. He brought out all the little clones and everything, but knowing that there's a middle America, there's a teenager that never got really hip to Tyler, kind of skipped over that phase, and you get to see the talent, the raw energy that he had. Charlie Wilson and Boys the Men singing over a fire.
There's a universal appeal to his performance,
Yeah.
and I love that because the issue, I don't have no skin in this game because I'm Asian, but like the issue that I have with most African American or Black performances is because it's usually just a DJ and the artist, and I'm just like, if you put the time and effort into lighting, into performance, then more people would be way more interested in your music.
You know who I saw that early on with, where I never saw him live, but like all the clips of his concerts, Jay-Z. But before he got with Kanye, all his stuff was just him standing there and just.
Oh yeah,
But
because he was a backup. He really didn't.
He was too cool to get anything. But then Kanye came along and they did the Watch the Throne, so he got all the editing down crazy. So he could still stand there. But watching it back, it looks crazy. The mirror images and all that.
And the stage performance too. Like the set design is super important. Like
Set
a lot of
design,
artists
same
have been putting more effort into
And
set design.
he did start doing over live bands too.
Oh
He
no,
started, rapping over live bands.
He kicked it up. Him and B did their thing. They kicked it up a lot. So it's definitely like Tyler took a lot of like his muses and threw it into that performance, and I was like, yes, Tyler. So shout out to Tyler. His speech after saying that it's a slap in the face to
the urban.
Let's say it's an urban category and Give him the rap Grammy because it
You
wasn't a
made
rap
pop
album.
song. You made it pop song.
It wasn't a rap album. It had maybe like 4 or 5 rap verses on it, but it was a pop album. It was a album that is I don't say a combination of all his albums, but a fusion of a lot of his works beforehand. And this is the one that got him the Grammy. All right, I'm cool with that. He had a lot more that I've liked over the time. That's more rap and more of this. But in this year, I don't know who he was really up against this year. I don't remember
I don't remember the category.
Yeah, the Robert Kennedy, but he got it. I'm happy for him.
And Diddy made a good point though. He was saying they got a year to get it together. Shit, like they put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and then they get looked over a lot, and only get put in like 2 categories.
Yeah,
a lot of work.
He's referencing Diddy had a speech at a brunch or a award ceremony before the Grammys where he basically called out the Grammy and said, "Hey, we make shit hot. We make shit cool. We're the culture."
And everybody who decision makers.
Yeah,
were
online
there.
people talk about them more than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Grammys, cool. Rowdy Rich is number 1 again. I don't know how.
That Bird Box crazy.
It's so weird. When I first heard the song, my girlfriend was she got me hip to it. And she started dancing to it in the club, and then I was just like, because I'm so used to that music, I'm just like, I shrugged it off.
Yeah.
But then I actually listened to it. I was just like, yo, is it too early to call this song of the year?
Oh, banger! Yeah. It's a great song. He did the E-Ursh himself.
Right, that shit crazy.
He did the E-Ursh
like, and they
himself.
really hear it back. It's like, well, damn, you really was in there.
Yeah, you were in there doing it.
That
So
shit
he's
funny.
number 1 again. He actually is keeping up with well, he's number 2
Yeah,
in his
somebody-
4th week, but M beat him out. But he's keeping up. Oh, he beat Eminem for it. Wow. So
he came back. Yeah.
yeah. So in his 4th or 3rd week, he's beat Eminem for number 1 album,
Did
which
y'all
is
listen
crazy.
to Eminem album? Because I definitely did.
It was fine.
Um,
It was fine.
The Young M.A. track, I heard that. I liked her
Yeah.
verse. His was a little skip to the Lou on it, but it was fine. I was a big Eminem fan, and I'm just not relating to him anymore. I just don't know where to connect with.
I think when somebody has so many discographies as him, I stopped caring because I will always listen to the older stuff rather than the stuff that I hear today.
Yeah.
And also, like, music comes out so often nowadays. Like, I'm not gonna re-listen to an album multiple times. Like I'll just go back to Lose Yourself.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to the stuff I like. So if there's a track,
It's too
like
saturated,
if a nice DJ I know has a track that I probably haven't heard off the album, hopefully he'll put that into a playlist. But besides that, I'm Spotify. So if Spotify doesn't have it in one of their curated playlists already, it's probably not gonna cross my radar. Um, we used to do a lot of like first listens on this show and like a lot of album reviews.
That sounds hard.
Yeah, it got to a point where like Yachty came out, X came out, and I was like, all right, I don't know where to go. I'm stuck on one album. I like this X a lot, but
Well, like that weekend, I was looking forward to the Mac Miller album, and then I heard M dropped an album. I was just like, what?
yeah,
This day and
still
age
haven't
where
listened to the M album. I mean the Mac album.
it's amazing. It's I'm on the fence of like post-mortem albums, but I think this album was gonna come out anyways.
Yeah.
Like it sounds
was
very
supposed
similar
to be
to Swingles.
the full title was supposed to be Swimming in Circles.
Yeah.
Is the full title. So it was the Swimming was supposed to be the hip hop infused album, and this is the more jazzy, soulful album that he worked on with producer Brian.
Because one of my things that I hate is when people release like post-mortem albums and the song doesn't sound like recent.
Yeah,
I'm just like, you released the song.
X newest album. It was just basically old verses with new people on it.
Yeah.
And
Was it really old verses?
Yeah, well, it's not old verses, but probably stuff he's had saved or like
For years.
Then everybody jumped on it.
demos or like stuff he was practicing trying to figure out, and they just tuned it up and put like Rick Ross on it. And I'm like, yeah, he probably would have wanted Rick Ross, but he probably would have wanted Rick Ross when he was on his third album. He's feeling himself and all that. Like it doesn't
Like he didn't release
translate
he
the
didn't
same.
release a song for a reason.
Yeah, it doesn't feel complete. And yes, I love hearing them, but I know it's not what they thought it would. Like Juice WRLD stuff. Like I know that they say he has like 2,000 songs or something like that, but like 2,000 of them bitches are all bangers. Like those are him practicing. Those are him honing his talents. It's like you're not showing every shot Kobe missed. You know, it's like he put up 10,000 shots so he can get that game winner.
Well, because like if someone went through my photo collection and then started posting the stuff that I never posted, I'm like, I didn't want that out there.
Exact. You can go and show you like that. If you knock on wood, something happens and they go through your stuff, like, well, he wouldn't have picked that, but I like this one. And like that's like, yeah, you took it, but it's not your eye on it. It's not your editing. It's not your touch on it. It just doesn't feel right at times. But I do want to hear the music. I do know that the music connects to people and it gives them closure a lot of the time.
Well, that's why I thought Mac's album was a really it's a lightning in a bottle type of situation because it sounds like he wanted this album to be released anyways.
Yeah.
Like none of those tracks sound like years old. Like
Okay.
It sounded like it was supposed to happen.
That way. Got you. That's shout out to Mac. I have a Mac tattoo, man.
That's a
I
great
always
way to look at that.
I always look at like, damn it, Mac. I love Mac so much. The way we like to wrap up the show, sir, is we go around and say what we're reading, watching, or listening to.
Well, wait, before that, I had one last question for you. For the artists or the photographers who are just starting out, what would be your advice to them picking out a camera or just starting out and trying to get
Good
that
right niche to find their own niche? What would your first thing say?
I would say try everything because a lot of people will tell you not to do something, but you need to figure it out for yourself. Because I remember when I started off, rooftops, smoke bombs, taking photos in the woods, going to abandoned buildings, were all hip. But then nowadays people would be like, oh, that's played out. But they have to figure that out for themselves. So like my advice would be like, just don't listen to old people, man. Just just do it.
Do what you want.
Just do it.
Just do it. If you like it, then hone in on that. But if you don't, now you know. Yeah.
Awesome. Dope. The way we like to wrap up the show is we go around and say what we're reading, watching, or listening to. King Maul, start with you, son.
Damn. You should start with somebody else right now.
I just got some. I go. You've been here an hour.
I just got here.
Curb the Enthusiasm is back. I've been on Curb for I got hit maybe 2 years ago. Binge watched all of it. Curb is so funny. It's the dude that wrote Seinfeld. He has a show. got 8 seasons of it. It just came back. The most recent episode, he discovers the power of a "Make America Great Again" hat.
Yeah, that scene was funny.
And he realizes how it steers people away from him.
Or
Man.
makes them more friendly.
Oh my god, it's absolutely a hilarious show. So if you're looking for something to either binge watch or something that's currently going on right now, that's one. Again on HBO. 2, a show called Outsider. It's a Stephen King novel turned into a show. Really, it captured me. I think it's the 3 episodes in right now. Bang the hell on my thumb. I am listening to. I started my days off with the Soul Lounge Spotify playlist a lot. I'm getting a lot of very Afrocentric jazzy stuff off there, so that's cool. Well,
Yeah, so watching. I've been on Netflix lately. I just seen the Sabrina shit. Just got done with that.
I came back. Is it good?
Yeah.
Did you start seeing it?
Eh,
I like
it finishes. It finishes it.
I think they keep trying to top themselves. And then I'm just now this is too crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, at a point in time, it was like, all right, y'all
I
doing
like that
a
she
lot.
went bad for a little bit last season, and I was like, all right, yeah, let's see what the bad you look like.
It was the last 3 episodes that make you really just question a lot. Like y'all could have did something completely different.
You guys should have toned it down just a
and y'all stretching it. Y'all really is. And then
And she got annoying halfway through last season. Before I was like,
she becomes unlikable.
Yeah, very unlikable.
Yeah.
Yeah, very unlikable.
Yeah.
Very unlikable.
And then I just got done watching the whole Arrow Flash Crisis crossover shit right there. So that was pretty cool. First off, Crisis alone was the best I've ever seen in any form or fashion of trying to bring DC to life.
Yeah.
Because they brought everybody.
TV's doing great.
Yeah.
Everybody. In every show, old, new, it was great. It was
Have you watched the last episode of Arrow that just came out?
Yeah.
Did you see that little bit about the Green Lantern?
Bruh,
Yeah.
I'm at work today. I'm at work today, right? And I'm in the back.
Your eyes just lit up.
No, you don't understand because my coworkers tripped on me about this shit. Like I'm watching. First, I was watching before I go to work, and then I stopped. And I was like, all right, cool. I got 20 minutes left. I'll watch it on my break. I'm watching it, and next thing you know, I'm like, he opened up the box. I'm like, oh, you about to be Green Lantern? I'm like, nah, you playing with me. You not about to be Green Lantern. I'm like, he's John. That's John. I'm like, shit.
But that's a show that listens to its audience. They're people have been asking for that for a while.
I'm like, and they finally, because they don't never bring Green Lantern up anymore. Period. They didn't even bring him up in the DC comic like the whole show. They didn't even touch on him. But the movie they did, they only did like the past, and then but either way it go, it was great. It was great.
Okay.
And music, man, I got everything on shuffle, so whatever comes up, I'm listening to it. So.
There's a lot of good music out here. It's a lot of good music. Church, what are you reading, watching, or listening to, sir?
I'm not reading to anything at the moment. I was sort of watching. With this coronavirus thing going on, I had a friend who got me hip to this documentary on Netflix called I think it's Infection, but it's about the flu, and it's about last year's flu season and how bad it was and how we should still be worried about that stuff.
Didn't Bill Gates say?
Yeah, he put money into it. Yeah, he's just yo, and just an awareness type of thing. So the coronavirus has only killed maybe less than 100 people, but the flu killed 8,500 people so far this season, and I'm just that's the flu.
Yeah.
That's something we should
This
be more worried
version
about.
of the flu at that too.
Yeah. This is something you're more likely to get.
Yeah, easier too. So.
So that's what I'm watching. I did watch Sabrina. I did watch Crisis. I want to watch The Outsiders. I just finished Watchmen.
Yeah.
I caught up.
I'm in
there's no season 2 either, so
I'm back and forth. I'm trying to watch Watchmen because I'm so used to the actual movie, and I'm aware of the. I'm not candid on the whole everything about it, but I'm aware of it.
Even if you don't know the whole series type of thing, I think it's a really amazing first season. It's not even a season anymore. It's a limited series.
Yeah, they said it was shot great though.
We thought it was gonna be a second season. They said no more. So this. 8 episodes of it?
Yeah.
It's
really
perfect
does
television.
it.
It does its job in every way. It's compelling as hell. A lot of shows don't do flashbacks well. They did it amazing. I've never seen had me and where I'm all right, I'm here with them right now then. Cool. the way they play with time, because you know the main guy
he lives everywhere.
Yeah, he's now here and gone.
He knows everything.
That the way they shot that,
the blue guy, right?
Yeah, the way they shot that and told his story through it, like what they're saying is they shot it as if we were through his eyes, so that's why it's kind of, it jumps everywhere, and we're like, we really don't know, but we kind of know what's going on.
Do they touch on the movie at all?
Yeah,
yeah. They bring out some characters who are supposed to be like in those stories,
and they say how certain things have changed since then and like affected it. It's good.
Okay,
you should definitely watch it. Anything else you The Outsider is really good.
I really want to watch it. I love Castle Rock. Yeah, and that's a Stephen King show on Hulu.
Okay, I haven't peeped that yet, but yeah, I've seen this. I've seen it on Hulu, but yeah, it's one of them shows where the first episode, I don't know what this is, and then I'm like, oh.
See, shows like that, I need somebody to tell me how it is before I actually try to go and watch it. Like, I'm a little
the first
reluctant.
episode, and you're like, I'm in. Damn it.
So like bring it back to like Sabrina reference, like that last part of that season, it brought up something that I really loved. It brought up like H.P. Lovecraft, which is like Cthulhu and Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm like, if they're gonna go there, I'll watch it again. But
because they got the Kraken coming out.
Yeah, like the Kraken and like the Mind Flayer, like the Stranger Things type of stuff.
Yeah, like
if they're going into that, I'm just like, I love that universe. Like it.
Yeah. I love Sabrina. That was a good old show, and I'm glad it came back too.
Music wise, I usually focus on whatever shows I have coming up. So I have Trippie Redd on the 15th.
Hey.
I have Stevie Aoki in March. So I'm like just studying them. I have a couple of shows with the Rock Hall coming up, like a lot of older artists.
Okay.
And since I wasn't around like hip to them, so I'm like listening to people that, you know,
you haven't
been around.
To, yeah.
So like I did Metallica last December, but like I wasn't a Metallica fan, so like I had to listen to the music.
That's funny. I just saw a video of Snoop Dogg doing the Metallica show too.
That's weird because he was just in Cleveland. I was supposed to go to that show, but I completely forgot about
it. Yeah, he came in very like quietly and like with Warren G and all that. Wasn't like I like, yeah, you going to the Snoop Dogg show on Friday? Like Snoop here? Like, all right, I don't know. I guess
you weren't the audience at the time.
Yeah,
but I completely forgot about it. Like I had a pass set and everything, and I was just like, that show was today.
Yeah, it happens.
It does. I think that's it, sir. All right. You just said everything you got coming up. Anything coming up you would like us to know about, or any projects, or any big thing?
Any art shows you're doing?
No. So when it comes to art shows, I have no interest in putting in the effort because like curating that stuff, it becomes a lot more than the art. Like the venue, hanging up stuff, or like catering, making sure people show up. Because I think one of my worst things is like throwing an art show for my friends. Like I would just have us hang out.
Yeah.
Like I want people who don't know me to show up.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing, getting the crowd that isn't aware of you to come.
Because otherwise I would just throw a kickback.
Yeah, and it would just be like, here's a TV and my shit. Here's all my dope shit.
I have the film festival coming up in Cleveland here. I've done it for like the last 6 years.
Okay.
So it's really dear to my heart. I'm having a bigger position at the Rock Hall. I like the team there, and it's like it's weird. It's consistent photography, which I was always hesitant about of being stuck in one place. But I like the environment.
And it's the Rock Hall.
It's the Rock Hall.
It looks good. It looks good on the resume if you had a resume. I think that's it, man. Covered everything. Shout out to Kobe again. Sample God, thank you for coming. For having us. Goat Studios is where we're at. S. Carter, I know you're listening to this. Play that funky music.